Preview loading, preview loading, preview loading. All right, let's do speaker view. All right. Hello, everybody on the live stream. If you'd like to join us in the Zoom, it's sellerroundtable.com/live. We're going to get started here shortly with Gracie, and she is the, I used the word ninja last week, Amy, so I can't use ninja again. What should we use? Expert sounds too official. Top TikTok. I don't know. See, I'm too old to be cool. I can't do it.
I want to hear you guys. I want to see what you guys come up with. I don't want to fill in the blanks here.
Savant. Let's call her a savant.
Savant.
Okay. Whoa. Okay.
Or well, she's in Georgia, so the TikTok Southern Belle.
Hi, y'all. Okay. Hey, y'all. Hi, y'all. I don't consider myself very Southern.
Oh,
I'm more of like a Atlanta city girl. I know.
Like, all right.
I don't have an accent. I sometimes wish I did.
You don't at all.
Yeah, I know.
That's so interesting. Yeah. All righty. I think we're ready. Looks like we're on all the channels. So let's do this. All right. I will record Amy, as should you, just in case.
Sounds good.
And let's get started. All right, here we go. Weird. Okay, there we go. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Andy Arnott with
Amy Weiss.
And this is Seller Roundtable number 106. And we have Gracie Ryback on today. Welcome, Gracie. Thank you so much for being on.
Hi, Amy and Andy. Thank you guys so much for having me. Very excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I'm like TikTok is, I mean, it's been out for a while, but for most of the Amazon people, we're not like, 16. So we're having to be brought into the fold. I mean, we're not young and hip. So, we're gonna, I guess I should speak for myself, Amy, maybe you're a little more up than I am, but, I am not. So I definitely need Gracie's help. So Gracie, thank you so much for being on. We always like to start with a little background. We know where you live and where you're born and raised, but everybody else doesn't. So give us a little background, where you're born, raised, school, kind of your street cred up to today.
Okay, sure. So my name is Gracie. Hello. I guess I would call myself an influencer in the Amazon space, Amazon influencer for the sake of a name. I actually, just to give you a little personal background about myself, I grew up in the South of the United States. And in college, I studied psychology and public relations. So we see where my degree went. But after college, I was working for Jordan Belfort. If you guys are familiar with him, he is kind of big in the sales world. So I kind of got my start in kind of a traditional sales sense. And then late in 2020, I started a TikTok account where I would just share promo codes of the stuff that I found on Amazon. And I never started it with the intention of growing it to the size it is. I really just started it because I personally would shop on Amazon every day. I would look for these promo codes. I would find them and I'd be like, oh, I got such a good deal. I would want to share the deal with my friends and they'd be like, oh, I don't care, whatever, like, thanks, LOL, whatever, I don't care. And so I was like, wow, like maybe some people online might benefit from these promo codes. And so that's how I started the account. And shockingly, I was able to pretty quickly grow a following there. People really love the promo codes. I love that I was able to help people save money and afford the things that they might not otherwise be able to afford. And so the community started growing. And at the start of 2021, I was able to kind of leave my 9-to-5 and start content creation full time. And since I was able to do that, I started working with Amazon Live to be like a live streamer or like live creator with them, which is just another kind of outlet where I can talk about Amazon products, promos, deals, stuff like that. Kind of an extension of my TikTok family, and also grow on other platforms. I have a Facebook group of 80,000 members and growing, an Instagram, which is kind of another platform I'm not prioritizing enough, which is like maybe 24,000 followers, and like a Twitter account, which is small, 2,000 followers. But moral of the story, I have a community where I can share Amazon promo codes and deals with, and that's kind of where I'm at right now, content creation and sharing codes. That's kind of where I am.
Awesome. So that sounds like fun because like pretty much anything you buy on Amazon, you can write off, right? So like that's a business expense. If you put it online, right? You're like, woohoo.
I
So
actually didn't know that. I had no
well,
idea.
yeah,
I mean, like,
it's a business expense. If you're reviewing it, like I mean, you could depreciate it. You can, I mean, I don't know. Just saying.
Andy,
That's what
that is smart. That is smart. I didn't think about that, but noted.
Yeah, if it's your business, you can write it off. So
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So just make sure that if you sell it or trade it off, that you log that as well. But yeah,
Good to
that's a
know.
write off. That can be if physical assets depreciated. So yeah, you know
Wow.
me, I'm a geek. Learn more every
Very
day.
smart. Smart.
Awesome. So uh so what kind of products, I'm always talking about this in terms of, I know that like visual products always work the best, right? But like, what are
Mhm.
some of the best products that you've maybe personally reviewed or demoed that people like lost their mind over?
Yeah. So I specialize in not technically having a specific niche. I'm not specifically fitness or beauty or tech or anything. I kind of specialize in deals and trending products, for example. So especially on TikTok, that's like the home of all where trends start. So there's a couple of products that if you are on TikTok, you will be familiar with them. If you're not, maybe it'll be kind of like, oh, interesting. I had no idea. But I'll name a couple products. My first viral product that I posted on TikTok was actually a massage gun, which can be controversial because of the name and like some trends on TikTok. But that was the first product that went viral and kind of catapulted my growth. People, I think the really important factor there was that it was kind of an expensive, high value product. It was going on Amazon for $90 to like 150, sometimes 200. I found a promo code to bring it down to like $35, $30, and people thought that was such an amazing deal. They sold it out a couple times over. They were so happy. They've been wanting it for a while, and they were like, oh, finally, thank you, I got it with the promo code. So that was the first viral product. And since then, a couple of other ones have come along, and of course there are the TikTok leggings, which are literally what they're referred to as the leggings that make your butt pop. Those are really good. They've gone viral on my account. The Galaxy projector that kind of just, has the light and makes your room very like galaxy, very vibey. And then maybe like recently there was the weighted hula hoop that, some people were like, oh, it makes you lose all this stomach fat and whatever. It's really cool. And one more. Recently it was chlorophyll. And that was kind of a funny product for me because I had this chlorophyll that I had before, but it went viral on TikTok. And so all of a sudden I went on Amazon to kind of find more chlorophyll that I could maybe buy and maybe do like a video about. Every single chlorophyll brand, not just one brand, every single brand sold out on Amazon. The entire chlorophyll like industry was like sold out, back ordered, all because of TikTok. So that was just a couple of products that stand out in the viral TikTok world. And it
Nice.
had a direct correlation with the market on Amazon.
Right. Yeah. It's one of those
Mhm.
things where, if you get, something trending on TikTok or a celebrity buys your product or something like that, that's always like the
Mhm.
jackpot when it comes to, somebody who's selling
Yep.
consumer products.
Yep.
Has anybody approached you to promote their product where you're like, sorry, no, I will not promote that product?
Yeah. So when I first started my TikTok account, I was like basically promoting all the cool products. I didn't think too much about like the product that I was promoting because I wasn't technically in front of the camera. I was kind of just like showing the product page, the product listing, putting the code in and showing the price drop. And that's kind of my original format of video. As I started growing, I started putting more of my personality. I started, doing voiceovers with my own voice. I started putting myself in front of the camera, and that's kind of changed the vibe of my account. It's more personal now, but in turn, now I have to kind of be more seriously vetting the products that I post about, because if I posted something and I promoted it, I am now standing behind it. And that is a lot more important, just to make sure that I'm not promoting something that, you know, could potentially be dangerous or bad quality, or will eventually blow back on me if something happens. So now I try to vet the product by looking at the reviews, just look at the product itself. I don't want to promote any like sketchy, like, you know, weapons or stuff like that. That could be considered weird, but there are a couple factors that I look at, such as reviews. Sometimes I ask for a sample of the unit just so I can try it myself and familiarize myself with it. I don't love products that are like very clearly inflated in price and then brought back down like 80 or 90% to like a reasonable price. Like, we all know this shirt is not actually $90. And that's pretty transparent for my audience, because my audience will call me out. They will be like, what the heck is this, Gracie? Like, they are not shy with calling me out. So I do have to kind of be responsible with what I promote.
So I know, like you were talking about products, how like you know, you can get some bad apples on products, but the same thing goes for influencers, right? So like if somebody's looking to work with an influencer, like how should they vet somebody? How should they know that who they're working with is legit and not somebody who's buying, like, you know, traffic or followers or likes, or, you know, any of those kinds of things?
Yeah. So I think as influencer marketing grows, and I think ever since 2021, it has absolutely boomed. And I'm so happy to see it, because I think it's actually now like a serious career choice for some, that, you know, people can make a full-time living off of this. And that's just amazing. I think when a brand is trying to find or vet an influencer, I think there are a couple ways I would recommend. First, like searching out the influencer. And there is a certain amount of research involved with this. A good way to find them is going on social media like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, stuff like that, using hashtags, maybe finding Facebook groups. Hashtags are a really good way to find influencers. And then I think as a brand owner, you should, to be, you know, familiar with your product. Is this a very niche product? Is this like a fitness product, or is this like a certain niche? Is the selling point the price or the deal? Like, what is the selling point of your product? And based on the selling point, find the influencer that matches your product, because the brand, product, and influencer match is very important. You're not going to find like a fitness influencer to rep McDonald's, for example. So that's a good vetting process. Luckily for brands, there are a lot of websites that can kind of expose influencers that are buying fake likes or fake followers. A lot of influencers do. It's very transparent nowadays. If somebody has 100,000 followers on Instagram, why are they getting 200 likes on their picture? That's just not, it just doesn't make sense. So there are a lot of like websites you can go to kind of like search for a specific account's engagement, and they will expose and say like, ooh, their engagement rate's really low, or their followers aren't necessarily legitimate. So luckily for brands, there are good ways to vet in that process. So to kind of make an extension off that point, as an influencer, once an influencer decides like, okay, I'm going to start taking this seriously and I'm going to really work on getting these brand deals and reaching out to brands, the next step would be to get a media kit. And with a media kit, the three things to focus on is engagement rate, conversion rate, and basically proven sales or content that has driven proven sales in the past. And I think those are the three most important things to focus on from an influencer standpoint, but also a brand should be able to ask for those three things when searching for an influencer.
I love it. But we're going to make you spill the beans. What are like a couple of your favorite websites that people can go and run that query?
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Gosh,
I put you on the spot.
Yeah, you did. So
you can tell us later.
No, there's one that I can basically get off the top of my head. I think it's called. You put me on the spot.
It's all good. You'll tell us at the end.
Yes, I will.
At the end, we will tell you what those are so that you stay till the end, right? All right, Amy.
Yep. Stay till the end to get the website. I love that.
Already hooking them in. So, I mean, my next question for you was actually how to find those influencers. And you kind of talked about that during Andy's last question, where you talked about using hashtags. So you talked about using the product's selling point and the promotion that you're going after. So, you know, for an influencer like you shared coupon codes. So if I'm running a really great launch deal, I could look for, even if I have a fitness product or any type of product, I could reach out to someone like you, because there's a lot of deals influencers, right? So just when I'm launching and I have a really good deal, I could look out to deals influencers to help me get the word out about my deal. But after that, when I'm looking to grow my product, you mentioned hashtags that I should be using. So can you give me some examples of how we might look for hashtags for, let's say I'm selling I sell cat products. So let's say I'm selling a cat product. How do I find hashtags that are related to my product?
Okay,
and then
good question.
Use those hashtags to find influencers.
Yes, good question. So if you are looking for, I'll make two examples. I'll make like a deals example and relate it to myself, and then I'll answer your question about the cat product. Okay. So if I was a brand and I had a really good deal and I wanted to, you know, share this deal with like an influencer with big following, I would go on Instagram and TikTok and I would search the hashtag Amazon deals, or online deals, Amazon finds, Amazon must-haves. There's also a couple of other hashtags that other creators have created, and it's kind of like Amazon finds you didn't know you needed, or, you know, cool Amazon finds, stuff like that, or like deals, coupons, extreme couponing, something like that. Amazon promo codes, Amazon coupons, just like any kind of keyword hashtag that any kind of influencer might use. Those are good hashtags to use. So those are in the deal space. If I was a cat brand and I was like, okay, I don't necessarily have a deal, I have a little discount and I want to find an influencer, I would say cats of TikTok, or you know, cats of Instagram, or like cute pets, pet owners, you know, pet products, something like that. Just like related hashtags to whatever niche you have, and try to go for a couple of broad ones. I would assume cats of TikTok or cats of Instagram would be pretty broad, probably millions or billions of views.
There is. So I would have a hard time then narrowing it down. Right.
So then once you kind of get that broad hashtag and kind of see what's under there, then you can kind of start niching down the hashtags. You could then be like, okay, like cat products, or that's pretty big still. I would say like, gosh, I'm not in the pet niche, so I'm not super familiar with like pet hashtags, but I would just niche down as well, and try to see if you can just find a couple of influencers just through those big hashtags, because people like using big hashtags, and because people know that niche hashtags, like it might be easy to rank under them, but they're also harder to find and less common to use. So I think even though the hashtag is broad and big, you can still find a good number of people under them that like match your niche and fit your product.
And do you have any hashtag research techniques that you like to use to find specific hashtags? Any platforms that you like to use?
So I don't necessarily have any outside like platforms that I use for my hashtags. I more so for myself as an influencer, I like going onto my social media channels like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook even. I like looking for influencers that are similar to me and in my niche already, seeing what hashtags they're using, and maybe if they apply to me, I'll use those as well. My favorite three hashtags are Amazon finds, which is very big, Amazon must-haves, and deals. And then I'll also put maybe one or two like very niche hashtags depending on the product that I'm currently talking about. If I have a projector that I'm talking about, for example, I'll be like hashtag projector or like hashtag projector window trend, because that relates to the trend of why people would even want this product in the first place. So I'll try to relate it to this is for TikTok specifically, but I'll try to relate it to, the most popular part of the product. I just did a video on a projector, for example. There's a TikTok trend that kind of goes with it, where you project a window onto your wall and it looks like, it's snowing outside or it's a beach outside when it's not. So I'll say like projector window trend. And so people know like, if I want to do the trend, I'll buy the projector.
Well, and the other thing that people can do, TikTok and Instagram and Facebook are all search engines. So they can always start typing in a hashtag and then suggested hashtags will come up. And so, for example, they could type in projector and then they might see projector window trend. And if they don't know what that is, they can pull it up and see what the results say. And that will help them, kind of like, for example, if I'm looking for cat products and I do hashtag cats and I see what the suggestions are on Insta, on Facebook, on TikTok, and then I look at the search results, I can kind of start niching down and digging down in, right?
Exactly.
Great. I love that you aren't really using a research platform for your hashtags and you really are just kind of using the platform itself and searching and looking for other things, because I think that if we also use those techniques, it'll be helpful for us as well. So how should we approach an influencer? So I'm digging in, I'm doing my research and I find this really great cat influencer. I love what they're doing. It's really cool. Maybe they don't have a lot of products that they promote yet that I've seen in their stuff, but I really want to approach them with my product. How do I do it? Should I do it directly through the platform Messenger, or should I go through one of those influencer websites like Shoutcart? How should I do it?
Yeah. So I would say the best way to reach out to an influencer, once you say I'm interested in working with this person, they're a good fit, how do I reach out? So I do want to say that most influencers should have a way to contact them, whether that be an email in their bio or if not, then maybe DMs, or you can find them on a different platform if they have their other platforms listed and there's a platform that's easier to get in touch with them. For example, if you're looking at a YouTuber, for example, there's no direct message function on YouTube. And if they don't have an email, then I would say try to go to their Instagram and try to slide into their DMs. But I do want to make a point to say that if this is an influencer of notable size, if they do have a good following already, which they probably do if they're an influencer, it's safe to assume that they probably do already have a couple of brands reaching out to them through their DMs. So then it's a question of how do I frame my message, my outreach message the best to catch their attention and start the conversation of how do we work together. And I've gotten this question a lot. It's like, I've emailed these influencers, they don't respond or whatever, they're blah, blah, blah. They could be called unprofessional, for example. I've heard that before. So I would say as a message to brands when doing the outreach, try to put out as much information in the first message as possible. I know Amazon sellers are a little iffy about sharing what product they sell, but keep in mind, this is an influencer. They're not trying to, encroach on your territory. They have a separate job. So I get emails sometimes and they're like, I have a product, I want you to promote it. Thanks. And then I have to come back, and be like, hi, what is your product? What, can you link it? Are you able to provide a coupon code for how much? Then I have to follow up with a bunch of questions, and then it just kind of makes the process a lot longer for both parties.
And so then if they decide not to move forward with you, then you've just wasted all of your time and you spent all this time with them. Where if they were to approach you and say, hey, Gracie, I love what you do. I love your show. I have a really great product. Here's the promotion I have coming up. Here's the link. What's the process for sharing it on your channel? Would that work?
That's it. Share your product. I mean, you don't have to do a whole history of your company or brand. You don't, that's okay. Leave it short, but just say hi, we are a company that sells this, maybe provide a link. We'd love to share our product on your channel. We're able to provide a discount code of this for this much. If you can mention budget, please do so. Say like if you're reaching out to a small influencer and you're just trying to do a gifted collab, then you could be like, we currently don't have a budget, but we are willing to offer this. Does that work for you? Are you willing to work with us for this? Maybe in the future, we can make it a long-term cooperation, and we could, once we have a budget, then we can pay you. But for this first one, blah, blah, blah. And then you can start getting into like the details of like what you can offer them as well, instead of like, I have a product, promote it. Yeah. And then the influencer, when they get that message, they can make an educated decision or an educated answer about like, okay, I like your product. Like I'm willing to do it for gifted or whatever budget. And then you can start talking next steps. But the more information you put up front, the faster you can kind of get through that information to get to a decision or answer, whether that be yes or no. And it just saves time for both sides, because I feel like managing my inbox is like a full-time job within itself.
Yes.
And it's because I'm like, it's always like what's this information? Can you tell me this? It's like a fight of information on both sides.
Well, I think that the hard part is the hardest part for us brand owners is that we don't understand the budget side of things, right? We know how to set up advertising because there's a form there that walks us through it. And that, I know that my keyword is this, and that's where I want my ad to show up. So it's very easy. But then when we're dealing with influencers and they don't have a form or anything for us to fill out, maybe some of them have a website, and that's great. Like, hey, you want to work with me? Here's my form. And then in the form, they could say like, hey, what's your budget? Here's our the different things that we do. And here's, the budgets for it. But I think that's the hardest part, honestly, for brand owners is we just don't know. We don't know what to offer, and we don't know what to expect. So it's very helpful to understand what we can expect and what that looks like. And, that way we can set aside a budget for it. But I think people are just so clueless on the budget that they're just like, I don't know, like, what am I supposed to offer? And what can I expect as a return on my investment, and we can see like the level of engagement. I always tell people when they're looking for influencers that they should look at their engagement on their posts, look at other products that they've promoted and see, how much engagement there was, that kind of thing, and see what's going on there. But it's also hard, even if a product was promoted and there was decent engagement, it's hard to know if that led to sales, right?
100%. Yes. I think when I completely understand as a brand, like you don't exactly know what to offer, where to even start when talking about budget. And I've had a lot of conversations about this topic, about like, what is a good industry standard? What should I expect? What should I charge as an influencer? And what should I budget out for influencer marketing as a brand? I think the answer that we have decided on is, unfortunately, there is no industry standard because every influencer is different. I'm in the TikTok deal space and my engagement looks like this, but somebody else might be more in the Amazon space and they might have a completely different conversion engagement rate and different. So there's no industry standard, unfortunately, but I definitely think that the brand can make some kind of judgment on that based on the influencers' statistics and their presence online already. For example, if somebody is just starting out as an influencer, a couple thousand followers, they're just getting started, they would probably be more willing to do a gifted or just like no budget, like just product collaboration with a brand because they want that experience of making content relating to like selling a product, and they just want to get started in it.
And when you say gifted, does that mean like, okay, I'm giving you my product as a gift?
Correct. Like I'm giving you a free product in return for you making content about it. And there's no actual like money being exchanged. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that we understood that term.
Yes.
And whether or not it was like multiple products that we were giving them. I know sometimes I've seen people do giveaways for their followers too. Like, hey, I'm going to give you a gift. Plus I'm going to give you a couple of extra ones that you can do a giveaway with your followers and just want your feedback, that kind of thing. So I love that. And I totally understand that every influencer is going to be different. And it's also on the brand too, because the brand has to come up with, you need to have a really great looking product. You need to have a good quality product. If you're driving them to your Amazon listing, your listing needs to look good, right? Like you can't blame that on the influencer, right? You can't say, oh, well, they didn't convert. Well, you know, you do need to have a good product and all of that. So I love that. So let's talk about the different ways that influencers can promote products. So you're a deals influencer. How are the different ways? What are the different things that you can do to promote products and to promote the deals?
Yeah, so I currently am just basically making a video that's sharing the deal. Like I'll say like, oh, I found a deal on this. I'll point out some like talking points or key points about the product. It does this, it can be used for this and da da da. And then I'll be like, and if you want 50% off or 60% off or even 40, 30, then I put the code in the comments. I linked it in my bio if you're interested. And these are affiliate links, which I make very clear everywhere. And then if people are interested, then they can take advantage of the deal. And I love when people are like, I got it. I've wanted it for so long. Thank you. I was able to. And then like, I love that. So there's that way of how I share content. And then there is a more like lifestyle influencer way of sharing content, which is more so like, oh, like, look at this product. I'm using it in my daily life and there's no deal or coupon involved, but this is my experience with it. So if you guys want to check it out, it's linked in my bio or whatever. It's more of like a organic, like this is something I use in my daily life type of content. And that could be on Instagram story, even TikTok a lot of times. And then there's kind of a different way of promoting products, which is not really new per se, but growing very rapidly as of this year, which is live streaming. So as I'm an A-list Amazon live streamer, so basically I'm able to work with brands in that capacity as well. And as an A-list Amazon live streamer, my Amazon live streams are do get posted on the Amazon.com homepage, which, you know, I can only imagine how much traffic that gets. And I do believe Amazon Live is more for brand awareness, as opposed to just sheer volume of sales, which I would probably refer TikTok more for sheer volume of sales, and Amazon Live for more brand awareness and maybe like somebody doing a demo of your product or somebody just talking about their experience of it and like unboxing or something. So that's a different way of talking about products as well. And Amazon Live creates a really good way of like, this is the product, you want it, just click right there and you're already there. Like it's a very seamless process. And I think Amazon, compared to other retailers, make it like very good for impulse purchases. You literally just, switch apps, scroll a bar and it shows up at your door. And there's nothing easier than that. And so I think that like kind of plays into the culture of like, oh, impulse purchase. And that's kind of a really good way of selling.
Yes, definitely. I think, and I definitely want to talk about Amazon Live today, a little bit. But I know it's still very new. It's still very kind of up and coming. There's not a lot of brands doing it. And for that reason, the brands that jump on early can do very well, because there's sometimes the only live videos out there. But also on that note, it's still growing. There's still a lot to be done. So it's like, it's great that you're also doing that stuff on TikTok and other platforms as we're growing the Amazon Live. But I love that Amazon's doing that. That's awesome. Because there's definitely some crazy Amazon fans out there. Like there are people that brag about their Amazon shopping habits.
Yes. It's like a whole cult following where like there's like Amazon memes and like, oh, my Amazon like driver here again for his daily stop. Like it's just like there's a whole like culture of it, of like Amazon fans. I'm part of it, but I love that.
Yeah. And so speaking of Amazon fans, what are the best social media platforms for promoting Amazon products?
TikTok
is one of the big ones.
Point blank, period, TikTok.
So for example, the hashtag Amazon deals, Amazon finds, Amazon must-haves, those I wrote them down, your three favorite hashtags. What would you say the volume is of people looking for those types of hashtags on TikTok versus other platforms like Facebook or Insta?
Yeah, so I think it is important to note the culture of each social platform. Like there's a culture on TikTok that's very different from the culture on Instagram. That's very different from the culture on Facebook. So I think TikTok kind of plays into the viral trending products and combining that with the impulse buy. And deals is where I play into that. So I think there's a little, kind of not meme, but like little joke on TikTok. It's like rolling your eyes emoji, opening the Amazon app again. And it like when people see a product that they want on TikTok, it's like a few seconds in their brain before they're like, all right, I'll buy it. And then they switch apps. And usually it's very easy because on TikTok, you can find an affiliate link or it's linked in the bio or in the comments somewhere. You just switch over apps. You literally buy it within 2 seconds. You're like, okay, anyway, back to TikTok. And so that's kind of how I've seen TikTok going. And I think, sorry, I forgot your question. Was it about hashtags?
Well, it is about like what platforms are the best, right?
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
The volume, you said TikTok is definitely the best for promoting Amazon products. But I was just wondering, of your favorite hashtags, Amazon deals, Amazon must-haves.
Oh, the volume.
Those hashtags, like the volume between. So are there more people searching on Facebook? Are there more people searching on Instagram? And then we were talking about the culture of, each platform. The culture is a little different where you're saying, and this is what I think I'm getting out of it. You're saying on TikTok, it's so much easier to engage with that affiliate link and move on over to Amazon, check out, I got my Prime deal, I got my coupon, ready to go. Push the little button, right back to TikTok. Where if we're on Instagram, we have to deal with the bio links, right? Where it's not as easy to click a link. The live platform is not as good, where demonstratable on TikTok is so easy. It's demonstratable. We can talk about it. It feels more interactive. Facebook, I've seen, I would say probably Facebook's number 2 right behind. And then maybe Twitter. I know a lot of people look on Twitter for deals. But in Facebook, I know there's a lot of people because on Facebook you can post a link, right? You can say, go right here, claim your deal, and then they'll even there's certain Facebook ads where they will follow up with that person and say, hey, you haven't claimed this offer yet. And so there's different ads you can do on Facebook where you can promote your deals as well.
Yes. So I think like Instagram and Facebook, for example, aren't bad ways, or even YouTube where people can do like Amazon favorites and have their affiliate links in the bio. But I think a good point I want to highlight is kind of where the culture's attention is. Like, I feel like now the currency is attention. Where are people looking? Where are people spending their time, especially on social media as it's growing? And I think TikTok is doing a really, really good job of setting the stage for other platforms. Check out Instagram Reels, check out YouTube Shorts. Who are they trying so hard to be? TikTok. So there's a number that I Googled just now, and I wanted to highlight like how many users are on TikTok right now. So I think as of June 2020, which is last year, there are 92 million Americans that use TikTok monthly, and 50 million are on the app every day. Wow. And there are, so those are, I'm not sure of the numbers, I just Googled it, but I think the attention right now is focused on TikTok. So if you were to look up those hashtags on TikTok, Amazon finds, Amazon must-haves, you see the top videos under those hashtags have like 10 million views, 20 million views, 5 million even. And keep in mind that that is not paid traffic. It's organic traffic. It's views, and the conversion rates are so crazy high just based on that impulse purchase of the TikTok culture. So just the sheer amount of eyes that are on TikTok right now, those are eyes that have moved away from Instagram. Those are eyes that have moved away from YouTube and Facebook. Not to say that those other platforms don't have eyes, but they're all fighting for our attention, which I feel like I've seen a lot of focus on the attention on TikTok right now, at least for right now.
Yeah, it makes sense. And what I think is so interesting about TikTok compared to the other platforms is the range of ages and genders and just cultures that are on TikTok comparatively, where Facebook now is kind of more of, it's less of the younger generation. It's more, they think of it as kind of their parents and grandparents platform now. They don't really think of it as like a place they want to hang out. And then you've got Instagram, which is like the younger to mid-age, you know, it's more hipster. It's more like, oh, we're communicating in photos, you know, that kind of, and then Facebook owns Instagram. So it's kind of melding together there. And then Twitter has always been quick news. That's always, you know, because it doesn't last that long. So Pinterest is more like research. YouTube is more like, you think of YouTube as like a longer and also kind of more research type of platform. Like I'm expecting to see a whole video about an unboxing. But TikTok, we see every age group. Yeah. We see, I mean, everybody's talking about TikTok. Everyone's addicted to it. From the young kids all the way to even the older generation. So I think that there is no other social media platform that compares when we look at just the sheer number and demographics that are on one single platform and highly engaged with it.
Yes.
I mean, I'm mad at TikTok about that, because every time I get on TikTok, I'm like, I'll start swiping and I'm like, I've been here for 2 hours. What happened to my day?
Yes, exactly. And I think you were right about Facebook's culture being kind of not outdated, but just kind of a more old fashioned, like, oh, my parents, my grandparents are on it. And I created my profile back in 2006. And and also you're right about Instagram being more young and hip, but also the culture of Instagram is very perfect and very curated and very just not as authentic or vulnerable or relatable as TikTok is. For example, if I'm creating content on Instagram, I'm more to fit in, I would have to be like makeup on, looking perfect, Facetune, look at this product. And then on TikTok, I'd be like, look, this is a crazy product. Y'all need it. And like, it's just so much more natural, authentic, and not vulnerable per se, but sometimes, yes, vulnerable. And I think that's what us as humans needed. Like the whole consumer psychology behind like what makes us want to buy something is trust between us as the buyer and the thing or purchase or person who's selling it to us. And I feel like the best way to sell is to not look like you're intentionally selling. And that's, I think, the secret of it all. And why TikTok does convert so much. It's because these people aren't like pushing like QVC, HSN, like, look at this product, this is so good. They're just like, I love this thing. And if you guys want it, you can get it too. And it's the culture of it. And that's the secret, I think, of what power TikTok holds.
I think people feel more connected to somebody who's making a TikTok video. I feel like they can be more real. So I love that. I love that. So hopefully this is giving everybody some hope about promoting their products on TikTok, as well as some ways to find influencers, ways to reach out, how to think about it, and all different types of influencers. We've really covered a lot. So let's revisit Amazon Lives. So can you, we talked about how Amazon Lives are kind of new and they're not, super common yet. And it's good because they do take up a lot of space on the page on Amazon, which I love painting the real estate on Amazon with videos and everything else. That's why I love video ads and posts. Amazon posts are really great for that. All free ways to get your information out there. But give us an example of a really great way to use an Amazon Live and what kind of results that could have for a product or a brand.
Yeah. So like I said before, I think when you're talking sheer volume of sales, I would recommend TikTok over Amazon Live any day. I think I use Amazon Live more so for product awareness and maybe just like demos or my experience with this product or stuff like that, like kind of like a video review. So I think Amazon is really taking a turn to focus more on Amazon Live and growing that Amazon Live, especially like just in the past month or two. I've seen so much growth there. So what's a good way to use Amazon Live? I would say, well, I would definitely encourage a brand to take a look at Amazon Live's page. It's not just blaringly in your face when you go on Amazon, but if you do search Amazon Live, there is kind of like a YouTube-like homepage where they feature certain creators. You can find different creators in different areas and niches. And since it is kind of not new, but recently just growing a lot. There are a lot of influencers that are looking for like Amazon brands to work with, Amazon brands to partner with, and you can basically find an influencer in every different niche. And if there's smaller influencers that are willing to do just, product exchange partnerships. Maybe the bigger influencers, I would say, are probably maybe doing strictly like paid product or paid partnerships. But either way, you can, just like other platforms, find an influencer that kind of fits your product, fits your niche, reach out to them. And I do want to say that most influencers should have like their social media link, where you should have like a way to contact them. And then you can be like, hey, I'll send you a unit of product, and you can do an unboxing or a review, or just talk about your experience with it. Give it like a 10 to 15 to 20 minute little slot in your Amazon Live. And when you do, if you're using an influencer that is in like insider level or above, and I can kind of give you the little details of like the little tiers of influencers on Amazon Live. But if you are using insider or A-list, then the live stream that's currently happening with that influencer, it'll show up on your product page. Like when it says related videos, it'll have a live stream going there, and it's live. So if somebody is on your page already and they're like, well, I don't know about this product, then they can scroll down a little bit, see somebody actively using it, talking about it, selling it per se, and then being like, oh, this person likes it. And they can see a little demo of it. And that might help the buying decision, I think.
Got it. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. So let's talk a little bit about costs. I know that this is in every time we have a talk on Clubhouse, people are talking about costs and everything else. And I know that you can't answer for every other influencer out there. So let's just talk about you and what we have so many sellers in our network who run deals at launch time. So tell us, as far as working with you, if we reach out to you, what kind of costs can we expect? And how should we go about that?
Yes. So before I answer, like you just said, I'm just going to repeat what you said. I cannot speak for any other influencer than myself. So please, if you're an influencer, don't get mad at me. Okay. So I would definitely say, as much as I wish that there was like a solid, like, this is my price for this, and this is my price for this, and this, that, and the other, I do like taking a kind of like, what do you call it, a la carte method towards it. I like giving, the first thing I like to do when a brand reaches out is I say, what is the product that you're selling? Please link it. And what is the amount of discount you're able to provide? So first I look at the product and I say, is this a product that would make sense on my account? Or I'm thinking TikTok specifically when I say this. Is this a product that would make sense? Is it something that would match, my theme of like, good deals and popular products? If it is like a very niche product, for example, I'll make an example. Like if it's like a very niche little like bicycle part, it's not a bad product, but it's a product that probably a very small percent of the population would need or want. So if I'm like, oh, look at this 10% off deal, which is not a super, run deal, for this very niche bike part, I can tell you right now that my TikTok probably wouldn't do well with it. It probably would be a flop video. It probably create a few sales that neither I'm happy with nor the brand is happy with.
Versus so if that brand found a
bicycle,
either a bike shop or a biker that is on TikTok, or an influencer in the bike space, maybe a YouTuber who talks about bike or fixing bikes or whatever, you're going to have a ton of rapport with that audience and trust with that audience. Cause as we mentioned, it's all about trust and rapport, right?
Exactly.
So you're making sure that it really fits your channel, and you're, before you even get into budget and stuff, you're just like, okay, is this a good product for my channel? I don't want to make
yes.
my audience go, what the heck is that, Gracie?
Yeah, because they will. They'd be like, why did you post this? And I will be out of an answer. And so that does relate to the price as well. So basically, I do want to say that the price will depend on the product. For example, I have been doing this long enough to know what products will do well on my account based on the general, trends of TikTok, and what products will probably not do well. I'll know what kind of deal amounts will do well, and I will know what's kind of too low of a deal for people to, make that purchase. So the best case scenario is a popular product a lot of people want, combined with a great deal of 40, 50, 60. I know the margins are different for other people, but I'm saying like that's the kind of the average deal price, 40 or 50% off. So if I get an inquiry, like a brand of like, oh, I have this really great product and I have a really great discount to go along with it, I will probably charge not a terribly huge amount, but like something that will be good for the both of us, because I will have the confidence that it will do well. You will get the return that you expect, if not more. And, you'll be happy with it. It'll be worthwhile to you. You'll get the ROI that you expect, and we'll both leave this partnership happy that I was able to promote it well, and you were able to get the, sales rankings or brand awareness that you wanted to get out of it. So in that case, when I'm confident about the product and I have a pretty good gauge of that, I will probably charge more, but because I know that the brand will get something out of it. If it's something that I'm unsure about, if it's like a product I've never talked about before, I don't really know if it's good with my audience, I don't really know if it's popular or trending or people will care about it, and it's also paired with a kind of like, oh, it's like a 10% off or 20% off, and it's not like I have to get it right now kind of thing, I'll be able to kind of do like a lower price, just because like I'm not super confident about it. I'll try and I'll do my best, but I can't promise that we'll both walk out of this being like, I'm so happy I did, I worked with you or whatever. Not to say I'm making myself sound bad. Not to say that that's common or it happens, but the point I'm trying to make is that like the price really depends on the amount of discount and the actual product that it is.
And I totally get it. It's a partnership. So
yes,
it has to be good for the brand. And if we think about it, a lot of brands do a lot of giveaways. And so if they're offering, the only thing that we have to worry about with us is if we discount it too steeply, then customers can't leave reviews. And in the beginning, the Amazon does not allow reviews for deeply discounted products. And so that's something as a brand owner that we would be losing out on. So, I mean, if we're going to do giveaways anyway, and most of the time we have to pay 100% of the price of the product for those giveaways, so we're actually losing money with every giveaway. If we can come to you and do a 40% off deal, or maybe like a 35% off deal, right? And so that we can still get reviews for that product. And then at that point, it's probably a wash, and we get more eyes on it versus just doing giveaways. So, because you have deal seekers, which is an audience that's it's going to convert, right? But yeah, I get it. It's a partnership. I'm not trying to like lock you into any pricing or anything like that. The bottom line is people should come to you, should expect to give you information about their products. You'll engage with them, let them know what's good for you and whether it's a good fit for you. And no matter what, all sellers or private label brand owners, when they're looking for an influencer, they should be doing research as well before they reach out to you. If I have a product deal that I want you to promote, I better be looking at your channel first and seeing what other types of products you promote and see if it's a good fit from my end as well as the brand owner. So I think it should be a win-win on both sides. I mean, you're promoting it for me, and vice versa. It works out. It's a good partnership. I help your channel with a really great product and a really great deal. You help my promotions. It's a win-win. So I like it. Thank you for. Yeah, go ahead.
And I think that giveaways are something that are a little bit underappreciated. I think giveaways are a really good way for a brand to kind of give something to the influencer that's not just, cash value, but it's something that'll help grow the influencers community as well. It'll create engagement for them. It'll make their followers happy. It'll give the brand awareness. It'll allow, some other customers to try out their product, the winner or whatever. So I think that's a really good way to for brands to kind of compensate influencers in a way that is affordable for them, but brings both sides benefits as well. Yeah.
Cool. And then, so some tips. You started your channel just by sharing, just with the need and the desire to share, and it ended up taking off because other people like deals too. So, do you have any advice for brand owners that want to become influencers themselves?
Yeah. So I encourage, if a brand has somebody who is, comfortable with being the face of the brand and comfortable with talking about it and sharing the product, great, amazing. You have an influencer on the team and they should start creating content for your brand. I think TikTok is a great top of funnel. So I definitely want to mention that, like, I just talked about, like, vetting products for my TikTok. If I vet a product that I'm like, okay, this might not be a great fit for my TikTok, but I have 4 other platforms that I'm happy to share your product on, for a lesser price or whatever, I still have good traffic there, but it might not be a great fit for TikTok. So if there's a brand that wants to start doing content themselves, if they don't have anyone on the team that, like, is like, oh, I'll do it, maybe they can hire like an in-house influencer to create that content for them, be the face of their brand, kind of be like, and do it that way. I do want to mention that, like, not only on social media they can do that, but they can also stream on Amazon Live as a brand as well if they're brand registered on Amazon. That's an option. So I definitely think if a brand is looking to start creating content for themselves, TikTok is a great top of funnel. I think YouTube is a good kind of permanent video search engine for it. I definitely think, there are so many ways to post your product on different platforms. And the more, eyes you can get on it with just organic reach, good. I think a lot of Amazon sellers, they focus on PPC, but only PPC, and like, PPC is great and it works. But I think there's a lot of affordable other options to get more eyes on your product. And that's where, the marketing comes in. So I think
49% of Amazon's traffic comes from off of Amazon. And a lot of people ignore that. And you're wasting I wouldn't say you're wasting money on PPC, but if you're only focused on PPC, the other brands that are not are going to kick your butt. So I love that. Well, very good. We so appreciate having you on, Gracie. We learned so much about the different platforms and ways to promote our products and how to contact influencers and a little bit more about what you do. So I would love to give you the opportunity now to just plug whatever you want to plug. Tell us how we can get in contact with you outside of the show.
Sure. So do you want me to give my numbers on social media? Do you think that's important, or maybe I can just plug other things?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, however you plug as an influencer, you can go for it.
Okay, sure. So I'll just plug everything. So my biggest platform is TikTok, where I share, coupon codes, deals, promo codes about things on Amazon. I have 1 million followers there. I have a Facebook group with 84,000 members and growing. I have an Instagram with 24,000 and a Twitter with 2,000. So even if TikTok isn't the platform for you, then there's another platform where I can share your product or deal on. I've already driven over $2 million in revenue to Amazon in the last, 5 to 6 months. So while I haven't been doing this for years, I have a pretty good gauge of the market. And if you want to get in touch with me, my username on all those platforms is Deal Cheats, DEALCHEATS. My name is Gracie. And if you want to get in touch with me, then you can DM me on Instagram, Deal Cheats there as well. Or my business email is Gracie Marie Business, GRACEYMARIE business@gmail.com.
All right, perfect. Well, I so appreciate your time today, Gracie. Thank you so much for being here. And I think a lot more people are going to add you or an influencer to their launch and promotion strategies. So thanks so much.
Thank you, Amy and Andy. Thank you guys so much for having me. And I hope I helped and brought insight to some of these sellers. And I think influencer marketing is absolutely something to hop on to get your product sales up. So thank you guys.
Yes, thank you. And thanks everybody for listening to another episode of the Seller Roundtable. Please rate and review and subscribe. We appreciate all of you so much. We're always getting feedback from you. And we appreciate you being here. It's one of our favorite things to do every single week. So, all right, you guys, we'll see you next time. So, Andy had to go suddenly, and he's still streaming. No. He's still streaming live. So
okay, gotcha. So we're still on.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a little emergency. So
I hope everything's okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping that. Let me see if I don't know. I might be able to.
I hope everything's okay. I know we're just.
Yeah, he messaged me in the middle of the show and said, I gotta go. And so okay. I'm gonna try and figure out a way to kill his live stream.
Well, hey to everybody still watching.
Yeah, exactly. So very cool. Okay, Gracie, give us give us some examples of the best sellers that you have promoted recently. Okay. And I will log in with Andy's stuff here.
Okay, sure. So a couple of the big products recently. So I named like the massage gun, the TikTok leggings, the Galaxy projector, the weighted hula hoop, the chlorophyll that popped off recently. A couple other things that went viral on my account was a dash cam, because there are apparently a lot of insurance scammers out there. Who knew?
A dash cam. Okay.
I know. It seems like such a daily. I actually have mine right here that I actually am going to make a video about.
Oh my
god. That's my dash cam. Let's see what else. There's ring lights, which isn't technically like a, viral product, but it's something that everybody's always asking for a deal on. Let's see. I mean, still to this day, like the products I just named, like they're still doing very well on.
All right.
I'm trying to look up my own TikTok account. And it won't work. Okay, cool. So yeah, I don't know the other products, but there are so many in different niches. I think when you're looking at like, there's a popular product in every niche. So there's like the 2-piece sets if you're talking about clothing. There is the, Revlon hair dryer brush if you're talking about hair. There's if you're talking about makeup, there's a couple of viral products there. There's just.
So I know. I think I was able to claim host, and so we're able to end our live session. Gracie, thank you so much again for being here, and thank you for filling in the space for me while I figured this out.
Yes, of course. So we're good now?
Yep, we're good to go.
Okay, we're good now.
All
okay,
right,
cool.
We'll see you next time. Thanks so much.
Okay, thank you so much. Talk to you later.
Bye.